So this is going to be sort of a weird one because in front of me I'm going to be having two wines tonight, both of which I dislike, which is odd. Maybe not dislike, not my favorite. I don't dislike them. I dislike Gewürztraminer. If I had to pick a grape I dislike, I don't dislike these. They're just not my favorite wines. And why in the hell am I drinking two wines I don't like that add up to about $100? I don't know. But, sometimes when you let a wine open up, sometimes when you give wine enough oxygen, some initial aromas blow off. Volatile acidity can blow off, that balsamic vinegar, there's other aromas. So last night, I talked about this Syrah being all black pepper. And as the night progressed, especially later into the night, the black pepper seemed to go away. This is just the other half of the bottle. Still black pepper in there now. See, the black pepper's back because I think this needs to be decanted for a really long time. After I decanted it, or just let it rest, it got way better. Way better. That black pepper blew off, and then it had a nice silky raspberry puree type of taste. Right now, it's like all black pepper. All black pepper. Whew. Like hits you in the nostrils too, right in the sinuses with that black pepper. It's unbelievable. It's like inhaling black pepper. But I know that wine will get better over the course of the night. So I'm gonna pause this and decant it. So decanting now. It will get better, just like it did last night. I think it just needs a lot of oxygen, or that wine just needs to lay down for a lot longer. Although I don't think that would get rid of a black pepper on that wine. I just don't. I think that's a characteristic of that vineyard, of that region, of cooler climate Syrah there. And from that producer, and from that vintage, and everything else. So, what else am I going to have? I've been staring at this wine, not knowing what to do with it for a while. I was extremely excited about it. It's a $50 white, out of Piedmont, made from the Timorasso grape, a grape that was used a long time ago, but after Phylloxera, they replanted with mostly Cortese, and to make Gavi, I think to make it a Cortese. Yes, and Garganega is used to make Soave. So they planted Cortese up there and got rid of the Timorasso grape. There's supposed to be, I bought this because it was supposed to be age worthy. It's supposed to be a fuller bodied tasting wine, acidic. I mean, it really sounded great when I read about it. I was really excited. The color looks good, and then the aroma smells like a rubber ball. I don't mind a little bit of a rubber, cement rubber ball when it's Riesling, and then it comes across with some petrol and some lemon lime and other aromas and maybe white peach and unripe fruits and star fruits. This, I just smell rubber ball. No petrol. Definitely maybe some lime zest, lemon zest, but mostly rubber ball, which is not the greatest aroma. Now, with that said, maybe that'll blow off. So that's what I was thinking. I've been staring at this wine. I did it with a Coravin a while ago. I think this might blow off, and maybe this wine will open up and develop into something. So, kind of bizarre little tasting tonight. Better on the palate. Some sour, some like lemon lime, pineapple core. There's some texture. There's definitely some texture to the wine. I don't think it's oaked, but it's more medium bodied-ish for a white. It's definitely better on the palate. You don't get as much of the rubber ball. It feels like this wine is trying to age and become something great. And either I didn't let it sit long enough, or that's just one of the characteristics of this grape, and I don't know. This first one, and probably the only one I will get. There's not a lot of hectares planted of this grape in Piedmont. If I see another one, I'd certainly give it a try, but it's a $50 risk that I don't know that I'm ready to part ways with another $50 for this. But I'm going to finish it over the next 2 or 3 nights and just see how it evolves. And maybe it'll get better, like the Syrah did after a lot of air. So I guess that's the moral of the story today. 2 wines, about $100. Sometimes this is what happens. See, I don't rate every $50 wine great. I can't. You got to be honest. You got to trust your palate. You know what your likes are. Things sometimes come into favor, out of favor as you evolve with wine. I think right now I'm all about trying aged whites more than anything. Not that I want not try aged reds. I love aged reds just as much. Well, like aged whites more, but I love aged reds also. But really, I'm all about sort of an exploration of areas that I haven't really explored all that much. So there's a whole bunch of things on my mental list, but kind of like on a buying hiatus, gotta drink through some of what I have that's ready. Kind of feel like I've been buying some wines that I call weekday wines, mostly Chiantis and other things, and I always get that Verdicchio, the Podium, as a weekday white wine for $25. It's amazing. So we'll see how this evolves. It's got a very sour taste as well. It's not a ripe fruit taste. It's like, like I said, pineapple core, a sour, I know lemon's sour, like even an unripe lemon, where sometimes a lemon, or it could be like a Meyer lemon, have just a hint of sweetness. No. It's like a really hard lemon that needs to ripen a little more. Well, I mean, it is what it is. So we'll see how these wines evolve over the course of the night. Can I double swirl? Still black pepper. Still rubber ball. Although, a little less rubber ball now. A little bit less. I am hoping it blows off. So we shall see. I am going to have my salad for dinner and some cheese. Pair these wines with those as the night goes on. See what happens. Tomorrow I'm going to make barbecue, make some ribs, and I think I am going to pair it with a rosé. I don't love rosé. Like I said, I like rosé. I just don't love rosé. And I've had some of the great ones. I just don't think they're amazing. I'd rather a white or rather a red. I'd rather a lighter red, or I'd rather a funky white, even a extended skin contact white, over a rosé at this point. That's where my palate is. But with barbecue, I feel like it goes really well. So I think it goes good a little bit with the slight sweetness of a rub. Even maybe the barbecue sauce, if you're going to sauce them. I don't think I'm going to sauce them. I have 2 racks. Maybe I'll sauce one and not the other. We'll see. I'm going to pair it with a rosé by... It's not Domaine Ott's $50 rosé. It's the one, it's called By Ott. I think it's in the 20s. Provence, from Provence. So, the premier place for rosé, although they're making rosé pretty much everywhere. Well, they are. Making rosé everywhere in the world. Different techniques, of course. Can you mix white and a red together? Do you do the Saignée, where you're bleeding off a red to concentrate the red, but you're also making a rosé, a byproduct of making a red more concentrated, is bleeding it off? Or are you pressing your grapes very gently, a little skin maceration for a very short amount of time, and then you make rosé right out of that? So specifically using those grapes just to make rosé, that's probably the most expensive way, because you're using the grapes for the point of rosé. And yeah, mixing white and red together, that's certainly done. I don't know if this does any other techniques for rosé. Those are the 3 major ones I remember from my wine studies many moons ago. All right, 10 minutes to talk about 2 wines I don't even really like, so have a good night.